Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. All my hamsters are sleeping. My sincere apologies. So it's just limited to plush hamsters on the shelves for you to look at because my real hamsters are sleeping. My apologies. Not really a whole lot to talk about. I didn't do much yesterday. I can't really think of anything, but one thing that I was rather surprised about. I like the musician Harry Nilsson. Now, Harry Nilsson died a long time ago, decades back. But the stuff that he did, his music was very cool, and you can still hear parts of it today. They still do covers of like the song Without You by Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, etc. So every once in a while, a cover of his music comes out. It's not as good as what he did, in my mind, but still. But in 1971, he had written, produced, and did the music for etc., and got Ringo Starr to narrate an animated film called The Point, about a kid who lives in a world where everything has a point, literally a point on your head, triangle heads, and everything has a point. He doesn't. He has a round head, and so he's pointless. He has no point. And so he goes off and has an adventure in his world to find his point. And it's an old movie, but it's got wonderful music from him in it, and it's really good. And just because I was trying to say, gosh, does any streaming service stream it today? I just searched streaming The Point on archive.org. They have a copy of The Point. So if you go to archive.org and search for The Point by Harry Nilsson, you too can watch this really incredible film. It's slightly over an hour. It's an hour and 14 minutes, but it's really good and it's really worth it. So definitely a thumbs up. Now, you can also buy it if you want. I mean, it's like $10 on Amazon, and if I ever get money, I'm gonna pick it up. I liked the music. I really liked Harry Nilsson's music. He was a really, really good person. He's done some incredible music. And then he died of a heart attack at a really young age. He was really good friends with John Lennon. And they used to pal around and drink and terrorize places. They'd tear up hotel rooms. You know, what celebrities did. But it's just sad that he died. I mean, everybody dies, but I think he was in his 40s when he kicked off. So, and everybody dies, but the idea is to live as long as you can, and of course as well as you can. So the fact that he died of a massive heart attack in his 40s, he still did a lot. So quality over quantity, or quantity over quality. That's one of the big things as I go off on a mini thing. There's over in places like France and other countries that aren't the United States, the focus is less on live as long as you possibly can and more try to live a full life. So maybe you die of heart disease in your 60s, but you lived your life. You didn't go, gosh, I'm not going to eat this because it's got fats in it, or I'm not going to do this because it's that, or I'm not going to go off and do this. But no, they went off. They go out. They do things. They live. They fill their lives, and if they die early, what's early? Scrape out every last second of life, no matter what. That's why mostly Americans, tend to die in hospitals, in isolation, because we're scraping out every last second of life. But that's not living. That's not a really good way to go. And I'm caught, I admit. I'm not quite sure where I fall on the spectrum. I want to live as long as possible. But depriving yourself of experiences and living just to live longer, what's the point in that? That's like in the book and the movie Catch-22, a really good book. You should go out and read that or listen to it on audiobook or even watch the movie. But Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, amazing book. I've read it. I mean, I love little tricks of writing, and that book was incredible because he would start off in writing. People would be yelling at each other in an argument. And then in mid-argument, he changes the story, the situation, and the people, but keeps it as an argument so you don't even notice. And then when you realize that it's different people, you go, what? And then you have to go back and reread, and you go, oh. And it was just filled with stuff like that. But the main character, Yossarian, my pin is dragging my shirt down because it's heavy, it's made out of metal. The main character, Yossarian, wants to live as long as possible. And it takes place, I think it takes place in like the Korean War. It's back then. But he wants to live as long as possible. Now, when you are bored, time stretches on. And when you're living your life fully, time zips by. He wants to live as long as possible, so he tries to spend as much of his time just being bored so time lasts. But it's a bizarre and incredible story. And he also knows, because they talk about from the very beginning about how he saw a secret. He saw a secret that changed his life. Because there was a pilot of a bomber ship he was on. And after a bomb went off, the guy was asking for stuff and still alive, but he helped him unzip his suit. And it wasn't until the very end that you found out exactly what happened. Because when he unzipped the guy's flight suit, he basically just slopped out. And that just broke Yossarian's mind. It didn't break him, because it didn't break him as a person, but he learned the secret right there about life and everything when he unzipped the pilot and really good book. Thumbs up for that. But it's what is the good point on the spectrum between live as long as possible and just live fully? I'm trying to get my hands so that they aim at the camera. It's an angle, of course, because, the cone of vision. But that's why I'm occasionally going, using my peripheral vision to adjust my hands and such. So I don't know. I mean, I want to live as long as possible because while the idea of being dead bothers me, of course, I'm human. It's the process of dying that really terrifies me. The pain and the knowledge that, this is it. There's 10 seconds left, and oh no, now there's only 5, and oh dear. And then having that big black wall come rushing at me. I understand it's not going to be like that. Under most circumstances, by the time you do go, you're not there anymore. It's just those people that it has happened, like the comedian Red Fox. If you've ever seen, Sanford and Son, if you've ever heard of that guy, one of his big things he did when he was being overdramatic was to pretend he was having a heart attack. Like during negotiations for contracts, he would pretend he was having a heart attack if he didn't like the way things were going. One day he was having a real heart attack on set and died because everybody thought he was joking. Heart attacks hurt. That must have been horrific. Dying painfully, surrounded by people who think you're joking. Thumbs up for that. Past that though, like I've said before, I need to continue going walkies because for whatever reason, and I'm not quite sure why, I'm only going every other night, and I don't like that. Like last night, there was really no reason that I didn't go walkies, but I didn't. I kept putting it off and putting it off. Oh, I'll go at 8. I'll go at 8:30. I'll go at 9. It's too late. I just won't go. I don't like that. I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and going daily for, well, years now. And then all of a sudden something has clicked in my head where it's like every other day. And not even all the way to Walmart if I do. So I don't know what's changed, and I don't like it. Because I really like the fact that my pulse is under 50. I want to keep my resting pulse at under 50. That's really cool. And just from walking, my leg muscles, some of my bloody leg muscles are just hard as rocks down in my calves. I can go poking at some of my muscles and they are rock solid. I like that. But then that's also why I've started doing squats, because I sit so much and I don't want blood clots after watching that Chubby Emu video, where again, the guy set himself up to die. He did not drink or eat and sat for 3 days in a chair without getting up or moving or going to the bathroom. He set himself up to die. So I'm not in that situation. But I still, several times a day, I get up and I do 20 really deep squats. All the way down so that my thighs are almost level with the ground. And of course I have to get up on my toes, but I walk on my toes when I'm inside, so that's not a problem. If you walk on your heels, it's like driving a spike into the ground. You're going to make a huge noise because it's just a straight line from, well, your head to your hip to your heel. Bam! You're going wham, 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 and planting your heels like spikes. It makes a lot of noise, and it hurts. So I walk on, instead of going like this with my feet, thump, and then rolling, I walk like this. And I come down on my toes, and then I lower my foot down behind. And it's a lot quieter, and it doesn't hurt as much. Because with my, it drives me crazy the way this is hanging though. Even though knowing it's just the pin, it still drives me nuts. The bones in my feet hurt when I walk. If I'm not wearing shoes with a lot of padding, I'm wearing tennis shoes right now. You know, tennis shoes, sneakers, whatever you call them. And they've got lots of thick, soft padding, and that's nice. When I'm walking on just like socks, and then going out and walking, it hurts. The bones of my feet press against the meat on the bottom of my feet, and it hurts. So is that like with anybody else? Does anybody's, I mean, it's not aching or anything. It is literally like bars of metal just squishing against meat when I'm walking. And the bones hurt my meat when I walk without shoes. So I try not to walk just bare feet. I mean, even with carpeting, I've got carpeting in this room. If I walk on carpeting like that, the bones hurt the meat on the bottom of my feet. Thumbs up. I can't remember what my point was on that, but still. But I've been doing what I can, trying to keep healthy, trying to keep doing what I'm doing, thinking of story ideas all the time. I was talking about this one in a game video just the other day, but I'm going to talk about it now because I want to just talk about it. And this is kind of an idea I've had for a long time, but I've modified it a bit, where there's this, and for the people that have heard this one already in the Rising World video, my apologies, but in the context of the story, there's a great being of great evil, quote unquote, that has been guiding our evolution since before we were sentient, you know, way back with just mammals. And so where we are right now is exactly where it wants us to be. But there's something happening like an alien invasion, and this has pissed off this alien thing because we are its food, its amusement, its reason for being. And now here comes another alien species to take that away from it. You're going to come in and take this? These are everything to me. But not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. After all, there are 7.5 billion of us on the planet, and for all of its purposes, it only needs about 1 million of us for, 500,000 breeding pairs to keep genetic diversity up, and we can be kept in cages far underneath the earth. So it's not out of love that it's keeping us alive. It's not out of love that it's going to be protecting us. We are everything to it. And it will protect us. But that's not a good thing. So again, I have no ideas what to do with these because I don't have the weight and gravitas to write them. But one day, hopefully. Anyway though, I've also opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. If I mispronounced the username, my sincere apologies. I'm just an American English speaker. We're not good at that. It is a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language, with my depression and more. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as I can. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Something calling my crone. We have, the bloody horror. Thank you so very, very much. And Kathy Kitskat, greatly appreciated. Hi, Mista. Thumbs up and thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Pandora NYC1, thumbs up and thank you. Andrews Alejandro Solis, thank you very, very much. And Havoc Hacker, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Paladin Walliam, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. And Ice Damon, thumbs up and thank you. Underscore Cherry, thank you very much. Thumbs up and thank you. Shannon, greatly appreciated. And Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you as well. Poopsie Woo Woo, thumbs up and thank you. The RPG Chick, greatly appreciated. Bone Train, I like the name, thumbs up. Cool Guy, thumbs up and thank you. Adrian Bryant, greatly appreciated. Dr. Durex, thumbs up and thank you. Hacky Adore D Lives, oh, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. Excuse me. And Russian Timing, thumbs up and thank you. Christian Andrews, greatly appreciated. X Turner with 2 R's, thumbs up and thank you. Sergio Hirama Velteb, I sure hope I'm close, but I bet I'm not. Marilee Kishiro, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. And last but not least, Andre Schultz. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated. Really, it is. I don't know how much of my depression and my hermitness and reclusivity, it's not a word, but still, my being a recluse and just all that, I don't know how much of it is genetic, how much of it is learned behavior during my decades of alcoholism, how much is just natural, because normally when you're my age and you've been married, you spend your time with your wife or husband or significant other, whoever it happens to be. You spend your time with them and not going out and doing wild and crazy things with other people. So I don't know if I'm in a natural state of my life where I don't go out and meet people, or if this is me being a recluse. I have no ideas. I don't know what to base it on. When you start drinking, your social, emotional, and other forms of maturity come to a halt. Not all of them, of course. I have become mature in many ways. It's just my social maturity, my emotional maturity, and all those, they came to a halt for decades while I was drinking. It's only been since the year 2000 that I've been having things come back and working. But even that, with my depression, all those have been stunted in their growth. So I don't even know how to deal emotionally and socially and all this with the rest of the world. I feel lost and alone, and not lonely most of the time, but just lost and cut off from humanity. And I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent. Most of the time, it doesn't bother me too much. I am alone, but not lonely. I am by myself, but not isolated. So, I don't know. Well, anyway, though, I have got this video, in case you didn't notice, got another one coming up, another one after that. Who knows, I may do another weird one today. I'm going to hopefully do them more often. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. I hope you have a great day today.